studies are needed to identify the levels and kinds of user needs, to identify the portrait of users of library resources and services, to identify the actual strength and weaknesses of the library, to identify the limitations and problems which seem to discourage the use of the library, to identify the level of involvement of participation of users in the library, to improve organization and planning for library services, to know about the future information needs of the users. For this purpose, we can conduct user studies or user feedbacks. Before you are conducting user studies, first user studies plan sheet. What are the steps on plan? First, selection of the problem. First, selection of the problem may be first it defines the problem to be studies, and library it must be related to reading habits, it related to information needs, it related to information seeking behavior, and also it related to use pattern of the sources of the library, sources and services of the library. Next, we can decide sample population. Sample population is our users. What are the users are there? Or is there UG students or PG students or research scholars or faculty? It may be anything. Or in the sample population, you can take as a sample. Next, collection of data. Collection data through questionnaire method or through interview method, which can be, or we can use that questionnaire or interview or observation. You can take that data from users, and that that given users given the data, that analyze the data, that based on the data we can write it, what are the things, what are the happen in the library, what can we can change, what are the steps, how can we steps the to improve the library steps. This is the user studies. What are the advantages of the library, and what are the drawbacks and gaps in our library? How can we improve that documents, and how can use to betterment of the library for this purpose? This is the user studies. Next, allocation of library. You can ask questions as per collection, as per resources, as per timings and library staff behavior. With all these things are we can mention in the questionnaire, and you can take questionnaire from you can take answers from that users. Hello, you can unmute and you can ask any questions from this chapter. Please, anybody unmute and ask any questions.
Sir, what includes in the sample population?
Sample population is what are if suppose in a college total 500 students or 600 students are there, we may not involve in all the students for our user study. You can take as per sample 50% or 20%, or some sampling techniques are there. Based on the sampling techniques, you can take the sample as it represented to the whole of the users. Can you understand? Hello?
Yes, sir. Then what kind of problems we can select? What kind of the problems can be included during the study?
As per the library timings and resources available, these resources are fulfill your basic needs, or what purpose of your purpose needs, if it is fulfill or not, and how can helpful the resources for your purpose, and how library staff are helpful to the in order to searching the opaque and in order to searching the documents, and is it helpful to library timings, is library is locating very easy access, is very is or not, is e-resources are helpful or not. These type of questions may you can ask. Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Understand?
getting. Yes, sir. And then the third you told about the collection of data. So there are questionnaire method, interview method, and observation method.
Yes.
Can you give the examples related to this? How to collect the data? What kind of data should be collected in the academics?
If for going to collect the data, observe a questionnaire method, a set of questions, prepare a set of questions. That questions are implemented and written in paper, or you can spread a Google form. Nowadays, all the questions are spreading through the Google forms. You can ask the questions. That is questionnaire data collecting. In interview, we can meet directly to the users. We can ask questions. What are the questions are we want to ask the questions. We can directly ask the questions. Based on their answers, we can put on the paper and we can write a report to the final. And observation, we can observation the records of the library, like accession register. We can see for accession register, we can see the total collection of the library. We can see, we can observe the library gate register. What are the students and what are the users are utilizing the library? How can they use the library and how can they come for library, and library timings also we can observe that. And we can circulation data, we can see how the user library is useful and how the students or users are taking documents, circulating the documents, how much per day. These statistics, you can observe the statistics and records, you can observe and you can write that report. These type of the techniques are you can use the user studies program.
Okay, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Well, you understand?
Yes, sir.
Next, any?
What is exactly allocation of libraries? What is done in this?
What is?
What
Sorry?
is allocation of libraries?
Sorry, I can't hear your voice exactly. What is?
Last you told no allocation of libraries.
Allocation.
Yes, yes.
Allocation means budget allocation, or for any information, for any documents you can purchase. For example, suppose the library budget is example for 5 lakhs, but users' demands are very high. If that budget is not sufficient to fulfill the library users' needs based on the user studies, you can recommend to the higher authorities this budget allocation is increased maybe at that. That is one step. And next, we can allocate the library budget in different terms. For books, this percentage, some percentage of amount allocated to the books, some percentage of the amount to allocate to the e-resources, some percentage of amount to allocate to the periodicals. Based on the user studies and feedback, we can allocate and adjust demands, adjust to the amount to the what are the demand to the. For example, users may increase in using e-resources, not physical documents. You can allocate more money to the e-resources to increase e-resources and decrease another platform. That is the allocation adjustment based on the user studies. Without users' demand, we can allocate as per our norms. That is not used. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
That is the main purpose. Main user studies purpose, user education purpose is to improve the knowledge and to give better right information to the right people at right time. This laws is implemented and fulfill this law to the library. For what is the drawbacks? What are the drawbacks in our library? What are the gaps our library to find out the library? For this purpose, we can conduct the user studies. Okay.
Yes, sir. So the user study is depend on the allocation of the library.
No. Services and facilities.
Okay.
That allocation is last priority. Allocation based on the user studies and users demand, not user studies. Users demand, you can allocate the budget to their requirement. You can adjust them.
Okay, sir.
User education and user studies are different. You think that? Okay, any questions? Any doubts?
So user studies means the students who are coming in the school library and they are taking the resources. Is it like that?
No. After using the library resources, we can get the feedback. That is the user studies.
Okay.
Feedback, nothing but feedback. Library operations. So user education is before library using. User orientation program, is user education program. To attract the library and explain the library operations and library resources, how to use the library and how to get to documents in a less time. These programs are under the user education. After user education, how library is operating, you can know, or you want to know that how user library is operating. In that manner, we can conduct user studies. That is the different. Before
user studies is nothing but is it a behavior of the student, behavior of the user, how he is taking the services?
Yes, it is including behavior of the user studies also. How
Okay,
they behave the library, that is user studies also.
okay.
You may in the examination this in the chapter may come teaching methods of user education and what are user studies. These two questions may come. Tomorrow or day after tomorrow, we can teach in this collection development and management of maintenance. In before chapters, any doubt? Before 8 chapters? Hello? Anybody read this before the 8 chapters? If no questions, I can leave. Hello?
1 second, sir. I was having doubt while writing the this assignment. Explain the
Okay.
policy and procedure of collection and development in the university libraries. So, what exactly the procedures has to be followed and the policy in the academic library, in
We
the
can discuss
development
it
of academic.
next chapter, collection development.
Okay, sir.
Is it a long answer or a short answer?
It's a long answer.
Collection development in any collection. Collection means what are the collections in library? What is the collection? Hello? Hello?
Collections like books, collections like
Uh,
blue books, periodicals,
uh,
digital resources, those are coming under the collections.
uh,
And academics and non-academics also included in the collection.
okay, that is correct. What is collection development? In library rules, library bylaws, library is a growing organization. In every library should be increase. It should be increase through collection, either books or either e-content or periodicals. In their collection development, the policy must be there. It policy before the implemented, one policy is write up. That policy is collection development policy. It is discussed and maintained by library committee. After approval, library committee based on the collection development policy, the librarian may may purchase the collection. That is the collection development policy. One policy is right before the library committee. They can study and they can approve the policy.
So policy will be equal in every institute or it
No.
varies from institute?
No. That is varies on the varies on the institute. But based policies, standard policies are there. Every institute are based on that policies. They can change little bit. Some special libraries are maximum purchase e-content. Some traditional libraries are purchase traditional physical books. That is different. అంటే print material and non-book material, reference material, textbook, periodicals. So based on that, the policies are made. Teach collection development policy. Chapter 12th, you can write collection development policies. 12.3.1 is there, na? Collection development policy. Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
In that you can write it for assignment. Okay, before that, we collection development. Before that, what are the collections are there, and what are the management systems and acquisition system? What are there? How can get it the policies, acquisition policy in before, right? And how can the gift policy? You can write these questions answer in the policy development, the collection development policy. In collection development policy, it included weed out also. What are the precautions and what are the steps are taken in weed out? Weed out means library documents are weed outing. That also included in collection development policy. Understand? Hello?
Yes, sir. Then these things are also included evaluation policy and stock verification policy.
Oh, these are the collection development policy. No,
Okay.
that is different.
Okay.
In page number 218, you can
Yes.
write it.
Yeah, we have written that.
These are different policies are there. Gift policy and weed out policy and stock verification policy. These are different. Any questions? Before 8 chapters, you can ask any questions, any doubts. Already it's over now. I think you are already submitted in first assignment.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The collection development policy is in a second assignment method. May I leave? Hello? In eighth chapter, any doubts? Start one. Evaluation and stock verification also included. ఒకసారి ఈ లెసన్ చదవండి. 9th chapter. You can read and ask any questions. Hello.
I don't have doubts. Maybe
Okay.
if anyone having, they can ask the doubts.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.